What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, bringing another competitive VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield video. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Dragapult, the pseudo-legendary from the new generation, Gen 8. This Pokemon is awesome with a Dragon Ghost typing. Pretty unique. I think it's just him and, like, Giratina. So that's, like, pretty cool. This guy actually has a couple of really good abilities, too. So we're going to start it off with Clear Body. If you're playing physical, you're using Clear Body no matter what. Gets around Intimidate every time. It also is just good against like max moves and stuff like that. Opponents' stats stat lowers don't have any effect on this guy. So that's pretty cool. Like, so when your opponent hits like a max Wormwind and lowers every attack, this guy doesn't get lowered attack. He just stays at that same. And this doesn't affect your own. So it still gets the buffs from something like Dragon Dance or something. And then another pretty good ability here is an Infiltrator. This is pretty good for the special ability or the special attacking Pokemon because you're not really caring about very many stat drops. The only things that would like matter for it is like Snarl, stat lower, and obviously like defenses. But this guy's pretty frail anyway, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, Infiltrator on special attack is definitely good. So we'll take a look at its stats, and these stats are crazy good. So like you'll see why this Pokemon has been one of the most used Pokemon throughout these last couple of weeks of VGC, for good reason. Look at this speed, 142. That's like insane. That's actually just really, really fast. I think it's one of the fastest. 142. It's insanely fast. And then you like just max speed it in Jolly Nature or Timid Nature. And this guy's just so fast. It's crazy. This Pokemon is so fast. So yeah, that's like really cool about this Pokemon. And then at its attacks here, regular attack is 120, and then special is 100. Those are also very, very high. And then for it to still be like not very little bulky, like how am I wording this right? It's still like a little bulky. 88 HP. And 75 defense and 75 special defense. It's actually really good. It's actually like fine. So if you pair like this insanely fast, very strong Pokemon with not bad natural bulk, this is actually an insane Pokemon, and you'll see why it's. I believe on Pikalytics, it's the most used Pokemon right now, like the highest percentage usage, and it is on the higher end of the spectrum. Every single Galar Weekly, for good reason. This Pokemon is insane. So we'll go ahead and look at its move pool. Actually, you know what? We'll skip the move pool because I have all of its good moves across spreads here. So we're going to just look into some spreads. So first off, we have an offensive physical Dragapult using Life Orb, using Clear Body. Life Orb just gives you 1.3 times damage, and then you take a little bit of damage, and then Clear Body just prevents stat drops. So Phantom Force is kind of unfortunate, being the only ghost physical attack that we get. It's a 2-turn, which is like fine. It's not great, but it's like Fly, where you disappear turn 1. It's cool because you're super fast, so you don't get hit the first turn, and then you hit guaranteed, and it breaks through protection, which is really good. But it disappears and then attacks first, and then your opponent gets to attack it, so it leaves it open. So that's unfortunate. And it also takes 2 turns to hit. So it's like a little unfortunate. If we had like Shadow Claw or something, that would be good. That would be better. But, oh well. And then we have Dragon Claw. This could also be Dragon Darts. Depends on how you want it. I like Dragon Claw more than the... So Dragon Darts hits for 50 power twice. But if it hits both of your opponents, like it hits in doubles, it hits both. So... but if like one protects and it hits double into one, for 50 power, so it can potentially do more if you single target. But if you do claw, then it hits 80 power, just like always into one. So I like Dragon Claw. It's just more reliable. But you know, that's really it. And then for our third move, we have U-turn. This move is actually really good. It's bug, so it has like certain coverage, and then it hits and then switches out. So it's like Volt Switch, where you like hit and then you switch out, and then you get to pick. And since it goes first, you can make some like nice reads on that. So if your opponent's gonna hit you with a Fairy type attack, you can U-turn and then go into something like a Ferrothorn that'll just resist it entirely. So that's always a very good option as well, being able to just hit and switch out. U-turn is really good on fast Pokemon, as you'll see. And then for our last attack, we also have Protect, just to be able to protect. This Pokemon is going to be Dynamax a lot of the time, so it's nice to have a Max Guard option on this Pokemon. As you'll see on some builds, they'll be playing Choice Band, and then this will be something like, I think it got Sucker Punch. Yeah, this could be something like Sucker Punch, or I don't know what else. Body Slam? Probably not. Outrage is interesting. It could be Psychic Fangs if you're playing like an Indeedee set or something. I don't know, but it'll probably be Sucker Punch. But we have Protect on this one. Since we have Life Orb, we can use Protect, and it's very powerful. Life Orb is also really good on a Dynamaxing one because you'll actually get the buff from it, unlike Choice items. So unlike Choice Band, you'll actually get the 1.3 times damage buff even when you're Dynamax, which is really good. So for this spread, it's pretty generic. We're just 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 into special defense, and then the plus into speed and minus into special attack with Jolly Nature, just so that we can outspeed or speed tie opposing Dragapults, as we are the fastest Pokemon in the game, or one of the fastest without like ability buffs like Unburden or something. This Pokemon is just unbelievably fast, but it has to outspeed opposing Dragapults, and that's a really unfortunate thing that this Pokemon has to do. It can't use Modest or Adamant Nature, because then you'll just lose the Dragapult battle. And Dragapult's on a lot of teams right now, and has been the entire metagame, so that's the reason we have Jolly. On to the next build, we have a Choice Specs special attacking version. This is a really good version. You'll see this a lot as well. Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. Your two great stab moves, Shadow Ball and Draco Meteor. One perk that this has over the physical is that Phantom Force takes 2 turns and Shadow Ball takes 1, so you can do a lot of fancier stuff just bringing out Shadow Ball. And your opponent will never really know what Dragapult you're using until you use it, which is really good. If you use Shadow Ball, they can assume it's Specs, or even like a support build or something that just has Shadow Ball as its that move. But Shadow Ball is just very powerful right now, with like things like Jellicent running around and being able to just hit for super effective immediately instead of having to Phantom Force and then have them switch out into something that it may resist. So Shadow Ball is a very good option. Draco Meteor is also obviously very, very powerful, but it lowers your special attack, so you only want to use it when it's killing and then swap around, or use it after you max and then attack with Draco Meteor, or something like that, or attack a couple of times with something else and then Draco Meteor. So that's always an option as well. And then we have Flamethrower and Thunderbolt just for coverage. These could be something else. Not really sure what else they could be. Fire Blast could be the Flamethrower spot. If you wanted to. It gets Hydro Pump and Surf. We have a couple of other options here in a different build, but not a build just like Overflow. I'll show you in a second. But for this one, it's the same as the other one, but Timid Nature instead of Jolly, since we're minus attacking instead of minus special attack. And then we just move the max from the attack into special attack. So it's just max special attack, max speed, and then Timid Nature, so your max speed plus speed. So you're hitting 213. Is the same as this one, since you're 213 with Jolly Nature, and this one is going to be Timid. So those are the first two builds, and then the third one is a little spicier of a build, being Focus Sash and Support Dragapult. This was used on, I forget whose team. Somebody had a team with this and like the Snorlax and like a Support Dragapult and an AV Excadrill and Support Curselax, and it was really cool. It's a very interesting build. Being Focus Sash, Infiltrator. Since you don't use any regular attacking moves, you use Draco Meteor. For this, we could also make this 0 HP since we're using Focus Sash, and then go into special attack. That's an option. That was what I did on my build when I made this. The Support Dragapult, I made it like this. But I think this is another way of using it. Max HP, but we'll get into this moveset here real quick. Draco Meteor is our offensive option. We wanted one attack on here. Draco Meteor is a really good one, hitting 130 power the first time, only 90 accuracy, but it's okay. And then you lower your special attack, but that's also okay, because after using that, you use these moves a lot. This Pokemon uses Reflect and Thunder Wave a lot. Reflect, and then you live because of Focus Sash, and then you start spreading status around like with Thunder Wave, which is very, very powerful. And then you also have access to Ally Switch, which is really cool. Ally Switch being able to play those ally switch games where you switch your Pokemon and you essentially nullify a turn by using one of your Pokemon, and then both your guys live, and then the rest of the game your opponent's like, oh, is he gonna ally switch? Is he gonna ally switch? And then you never actually do again, or you can again, and then like once you do it 2 times in a row, they're gonna expect it again, and then they'll play around it. And it just adds like a really annoying level of mind games with ally switch. Thunder Wave is really powerful, and so is Reflect. If you're running like Grimmsnarl, you don't have to worry about using this because Reflect, Thunder Wave, that's like all Grimmsnarl is with like Light Screen. But this is a really interesting option. Also, a lot of the times they're not going to expect this, and then they're going to attack into it with 1, expecting to kill it, and then it lives with Focus Sash, and then you get a free Reflect up and a free like Thunder Wave out. And since this Pokemon's so fast, you get to like hit first the next turn too with Thunder Wave, and then you can potentially even ally switch, and it's just very, very powerful. This Pokemon can like steal a lot of wins, just because it's not usually played like this. And for our last thing, we have a little bit of overflow. So I mentioned Choice Band before with Life Orb, but if you're planning on Dynamaxing, Life Orb is probably better, just because of the fact that you get the buff when you're maxed. In Choice Band, you don't get the buff when you're maxed, so keep that in mind. But Choice Band is still really good for the physical one, as it makes you 1.5 times attack. So your Phantom Force, Dragon Claw, U-Turn, Sucker Punch are going to be doing a lot more damage with Choice Band. And only 0.2 more damage, but that's like a good bit. And then a couple of options we have for attacking is Fly. So the main reason this is a good attack, if you Dynamax your Pokemon and then you have Max Airstream on Dragapult, they're not really expecting it all the time, and then your Dragapult guaranteed outspeeds other Dragapults with Fly, unless you're putting like Tailwinds or something. But Max Airstream is very, very powerful, so that's a good option here as well. As well. And then we also have Surf. The main reason Surf is good is because it sets the rain for a Dracovish or something to come in. Ludicolo, Seismitoad, any of those Pokemon can come in, use their abilities. This is going to be Strong Draw. But hitting Vicious Rend water boosted, what lives that? What can live that? And then you give this guy like a Scarf or something. So yeah, Wolfie made a team recently that was Draco, Drago. It was crazy. And like you would set the rain, and then Vicious Rend. You should go check out his channel. That's a really amazing team, and he's been using that a lot. So definitely check him out. Check that out, because that's a really powerful combo with Surf that I didn't even think of. Nobody really thought about it until he put it out, and then everybody's like, "Whoa, that's powerful." So yeah, that's a good option as well. And then we also have Steel Wing, I believe Shoma from the World Champion Invitational used Steel Wing. And that's a really good option as well, being able to hit for Max Steel Spike and then raise your defenses and then let this guy live a little longer. It's also really good coverage against fairies, because fairies are going to kill this guy. And since you're so fast, you can hit Max Steel Spike before they can really do anything to this Pokemon, and then you just kill them, which is really cool. And then another good option we have is Dragon Dance. This is another thing that Shoma brought to life at that Invitational. He started Togekiss Dragapult sometimes, and then you would follow me, and then Dragon Dance. And now your boosted Dragapult is hitting Dragon Dance. It's fast, it's powerful, and then you max it and use Steel Wing or max Phantasm or Wormwind, and you're just doing huge damage. And then this guy has Helping Hand, and you're able to kill anything. You're able to just OHKO anything with the Dragon Dance boosted Life Orb, Helping Hand, Togekiss into the Dragapult, and Dragapult's just killing everything. And out of nowhere, you're just like this insanely powerful Dragapult that's just taking OHKO after OHKO. And it's insanely fast, so it just kills something before it even gets to attack. And that's a really interesting build as well. So that's a couple of builds for Dragapult. Dragapult can be used a lot of different ways. It can be used support, it can be used special, it can be used physical, all over the place. This Pokemon, there's a no-brainer that this is one of the strongest Gen 8 Pokemon, one of the most used Pokemon. So yeah, I mean, that's about it for this video. Overall, Dragapult is a beast. Definitely consider using it. It's so awesome. It's such a great Pokemon. And yeah, that's about it. So, as always, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and like and subscribe. And yeah, I mean, go down in the comments and suggest any Pokemon you want to see in future videos, or any teams or anything. I'd love to do whatever you guys want. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a happy new year.